Week 5. Let's get into some picks. Let's get this party started. Thursday night. God, this Thursday night game's gonna suck. Not to be beat about it, but we got Chicago, the 0-4 Chicago Bears, making their way to Washington to play what's probably not a good 2-2 Washington team, but a 2-2 Washington team. As much as I say this game's going to suck, I don't think it's going to be a fun game or good game to watch, other than it might be close. I'm not expecting a lot out of either of these teams. I'm not expecting a lot of points. I felt pretty confident when I was walking into this whole game that whoever it is the Bears are playing, I'm obviously not going to pick the Bears, but this is the Commanders.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm going to probably regret this, and I'm going to probably be pissed, and I'm going to start off the week 0-1. But Washington's at home. They have won a couple games. They're a little further along in this whole process of becoming a good team than the Bears are. I'm going to take the Commanders.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and ride that train with you. I thought the same thing. They are a better built team. Got a little bit more positive going on, but I'm going Commanders as well. Yeah. Coach better.
Yep.
But, I'm going that way too.
We get the blessing and opportunity to actually wake up and watch football Sunday as Jacksonville and Buffalo make their way over to London. Before we make our picks, what's your thoughts on those games, like the London game? Are you a fan of the London games? Do you think that the NFL should put the players through travel in time zones to play that game, turn around and come back, switch time zones, the whole mess of everybody getting loaded up on planes, the possibility of losing things, all that stuff? Do you think it's that big of a deal? Is it really that important? Is it really changed much? What's your thoughts on it?
No. Go ahead and pack your bags up, get your passport, and go see the great things that overseas can do for you while you get paid doing it. You know what I'm saying? It definitely helps the brand out,
That part of it, I agree with you 100%. Like, if I was a football player, I'm making millions of dollars. I'm living life. How about I see the world while I'm living life? Let me go experience London.
Yeah.
Let me go see England. Let me go see... I would love to go. I'd love to see these old castles and churches and everything else, all that over there. But when it comes to the organization part of it, the whole team, I mean, that's a lot of people that you got to get on a plane to go all the way across the world, not just next to a couple states over, which still quite a bit, but it's not. You're talking a lot of people on a plane for a lot of hours. I flew on a plane. I went to Bosnia. I had to stop. We stopped in Ireland, Scotland, somewhere. I forget where. We did an hour layover. And then I flew into Germany. And then from Germany, I think we stayed the night there. Then I want to say we caught another flight. We flew into, well, I know we did. We flew into Tazar, Hungary is where we landed. And for those that don't know, I spent a combination between Hungary, Croatia, and Bosnia. I was there for about a year. Or it wasn't about a year, it was a year. So I know what it's, on the military aspect of it, I know what it's like to try to get, you're talking at least 100 people. You're looking at 53 players, and then you're not talking about the coaches and the medical staff and all the other support that you got going on and everything else. I guarantee you're probably looking more like 150 people, plus everybody's equipment and everything else. That just, like I said, from the player side, I agree with you 100%. That lifetime, you don't, well, I'm not going to say you won't get that opportunity. You're worth millions, so once you retire, you can do what you want to do, and you've got the money to do it. But you might as well do it on the NFL's dollar. But from the organization, like the teams, and when I say organization, like the Chiefs, well, for this instance, Buffalo and Jacksonville, I can't imagine what the headache it is to get everybody on the same sheet of music, to get everybody to either the airport that you're flying out of, even as a personal plane, which I'm assuming that's their plane, or even a commercial flight. Everybody on time, traffic, luggage, I just can't imagine it. I wouldn't even want to imagine it. But we got Jacksonville, and I almost said at Buffalo. At London, Buffalo gets credit for the home game, which I don't like how you lose a home game when you travel like that. I'm not a big fan of that as well. But Buffalo, quote-unquote, home team, your first this round, who are you going with?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Buffalo.
I am 100% behind you on that one. I think Buffalo got that loss out the way. That way there's no pressure. I'm not saying they did it intentionally, but now there's no pressure. Oh, undefeated, because that was conversations with going into the year with Dallas and Kansas. Oh, is this going to be undefeated? No. So you got the loss out the way. That whole conversation's already killed. You ain't got to worry about it. There ain't no pressure on it. I think you figured some things out. I think you guys worked on some things. You're now 3-1. Jacksonville's still working on Jacksonville's still working things out. I don't think Jacksonville is still where they were as we finished last year. I think Jacksonville will continue to tweak things. I think Jacksonville will look more like last year, especially the later part of the season of playoff Jacksonville, as we get closer to the end of the season as well, than we did than where we're at right now. I just think they got things to work out. I just think that you came off a high of what you guys did last year. You kind of rolled into this year like you thought you would do the same thing, and teams made a lot of adjustments. You figure Indianapolis has got a new quarterback. Houston's got a new quarterback. So there's a lot of things that changed in the South, just the South alone. So I think Jacksonville, like I said, get to the end of the season or latter part of the season, I think we'll see the Jacksonville we saw last year. I think Buffalo, I think all roads still go through Kansas City. But I think that our road, I think I put Buffalo, Kansas City in that championship game. So would not be anything that surprises me. I think Buffalo starts rolling, and I think Buffalo's going to dominate for a while, at least the East. But I think they're looking real good out there in the AFC again. Houston and Atlanta. There was a lot of talks whether or not Atlanta should have went with C.J. Stroud. Instead, they went a different direction, and I don't think a lot of people are happy in Atlanta right now. They're 2-2, going against the 2-2 teams. It's not like they just can't win games. They're just not impressive. They're not the Atlanta Falcons we've watched for many years at this point. Not the high scoring with Rowdy White and Julio Jones and Gonzalez and Matt Ryan, the Dirty Birds that won a championship. That's not that Atlanta Falcons right now. We're an Atlanta Falcons that is trying to figure out how to rebuild themselves. I think that they got a lot of work to do. I don't think this quarterback situation is going to work. I think eventually we will see probably Carolina too, but Atlanta move on to another situation behind center. Houston. Man, it is hard to pick Houston because even though they're 2-2, they won the games. They looked good against Pittsburgh. I guess it's the lack of what I talked about earlier. There's no flashiness. There's nothing sticks out. Like, if I would have looked at their record earlier, I wouldn't assumed that they were 2-2. I'd assume they're 0-4. You just don't. There's not a lot of talk other than the stats we threw out about C.J. Stroud, and those came out this week. There's not a lot of talk about Houston. There's not a lot of talk about anything to do with that whole organization. And so I'm kind of in this limbo because it's this team that just kind of quietly just there. Like, they're not being blown out, so it's like even their losses are not bad losses. I don't know. It's hard to describe my feelings about Houston right now, or even C.J. Stroud. doing something that nobody else has done, and second in passing yards with 1,200 yards in the first 4 games as a rookie that a lot of people weren't betting on, is very, very impressive. I did not see that coming, and I am a Buckeye. I said at some point, I think it was this NFL season, but at some point since he announced he was going to go to the draft, I felt that he should stay another year. I hate the fact that quarterbacks come in, do 1 year, and they think they're NFL ready. I don't think any of them are ever NFL ready after 1 season. I think that all these college quarterbacks need 2 or 3 good years at least. You're going to tell me that after 1 year of playing maybe 2 or 3 really good teams and then 6 or 7 mediocre to sorry teams, because there's so many college teams, you're going to tell me that now that qualifies you to go play in a league that has 32 teams of the best that are faster, hit harder, no more, scheme better, everything? Are you telling me that that's what you're... So I already hate the one and done when it comes to quarterbacks. Justin Fields, C.J. Stroud, seems like there was someone else, Cordell Jones, J.T. Barrett. He might have made it 2 years, but I still think he left early. Seemed like there's another name or two that I'm probably missing. I can't remember how long Troy Smith was there, but he did end up being a bust as well. So I'm not. I hate when quarterbacks do that. But with that being said, even though it's nothing flashy, I mean, come on, Mario. 1,212 yards. 4 or 6 touchdowns. I can't remember at this point. No interceptions through the 4. I think it's 6 touchdowns through the first 4 games. That's phenomenal. Nobody's ever done.
Yeah.
So I kind of been going back and forth as I've been talking, trying to give myself a little more time to think about it.
I already know where I'm going.
I figured. I'm gonna go Houston. Oh. I'm gonna go Houston.
This could be the game I catch up, but it could be a game I lose. But I'm going Houston too, though.
You're first on this one. We'll see. I watch a couple different. Actually, I watch a good handful to 2 handfuls of different stock, either shows or podcasters. Like I watch Bloomberg, so I won't say all of our podcasters. Bloomberg's a whole network of shows. But I spend half my day listening to sports. Well, I probably listen to about 25% of my day sports, 75% of my day listening to the market and financial stuff. I am very intrigued with the market. I invest in the market. I'm in crypto and that stuff. All that stuff intrigues me. I am very numbers and stats and all that. That's why I love sports as much as I do. And that's also why I love the stock markets and learning that and the trends and the moving averages and the VWAP and all this other stuff. And I know that means nothing to you, but I was trying to remember what I was going to say. One of them I listened to, his name is Keenan. Keenan Grace, I think is his last name. I drew a blank. It's Keenan Grace, yeah. He has this saying. He even has a shirt. It says, think with the charts, not with your heart. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to apply this to this game because I'm curious. Are you going to think with your heart or are you going to think with the chart?
Yeah.
So who do you have?
The Houston game?
No, Carolina, Detroit.
Oh no, I'm going. Man.
You're like, no, I'm done with that one. No, you didn't pick that. Carolina might already be done with that one. We got to make this pick.
I'm gonna go. They just don't look
he's
good,
gonna think. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to think with his heart. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. See what? I'm gonna go. Oh man. Oh man. I just don't. I would love to see it though. I would love to see it. Could this be the game? If my fellow Carolina fans listening, you know what I mean. But I'm gonna go ahead and one of these games they got to win now. One of them.
You know, the funny thing is, you say that. I've lived through an 0-16 team. No, they don't have to win. As a matter of fact, I've lived through a 1-31 2-year stretch. They don't always have to win.
I'm gonna go ahead and go Lions. You make this quick. Go Lions, man.
You know, made me scribe done, wrote down Carolina and everything. I'm surprised. I thought you would think with your heart, not with the chart. Obviously, I'm going with Detroit. Detroit's a good team.
Yeah, they
you
are.
don't get to say that often. I wish they would have done this a long time ago, especially with Barry Sanders. But Detroit's a good team. I like what they've done.
Yeah, they are.
It makes the North interesting. I wish the Bears were, I'd say better, but just could win a game. I wish Minnesota was a traditional Minnesota team where they're a little bit above 500 instead of this 1-3 that we're looking at. And I kind of wish Green Bay still had Rodgers so that they would be competitive, because I think this is the first Lion team that if all four teams were actually playing like they normally do versus usually Detroit sucking and the other three teams being good, I think we could have an very interesting NFC North battle. But unfortunately for the North, Detroit looks like they're about the only team that's really any good out there. So I think we're going to have our NFC North picks wrong. But I think that's the only team out north that really looks any good out there. Tennessee and Indianapolis. Tennessee took a beat down from the Browns and turned around and put the same beat down on the Bengals. I think they'll put the same beat down in Indianapolis. I don't know if Richardson's going to be back. I think he's gotten out of that concussion protocol. But I don't. It could be Minshew again. It could be Richardson. I don't think it's going to make a difference. Tennessee, I think they slipped up against the Browns, as great as I think my defense and my Browns are and how good they play. Tennessee is at least better than just scoring 3 points against the Brown team. They're definitely better than the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Tennessee Titans as well.
Tennessee. All right, your first on this go-around is probably an easy pick as well. You got the Giants traveling to Miami.
I'm going Miami.
Yeah, I figure so. I don't know what really to say with that. Up until last week, everybody thought Miami was the best team in the NFL. Of course, we try to extend this. If not, our live listeners are not going to be able to hear the rest of this. They had to catch on the replay. I'm not sure if it extended it. Yeah, it extended it. All right. Up until last week, everybody thought Miami was the best team. Then Buffalo comes in. Now we're thinking Buffalo is the best team, which I don't, but some people do. Once again, I think everything goes through Kansas City. The AFC, I think Kansas City is the best team. Looking down the line of teams, Buffalo may be your second best team, followed by Miami, Baltimore. But Miami, obviously, is definitely better than the Giants. I think the relationship between coach and quarterback, Daniel Jones, I think that is deteriorating quickly. Lip reading and hearing what you could hear from last week's game, I think it's going to get ugly quick there. I don't know who's not going to be there next year, but I have a feeling if Giants and this relationship between especially the coach and the quarterback keep going the way they're going, somebody's gone the end of this season. So, next one on the list is the New Orleans Saints, New England. This is going to be a good game, a tough game, close game, only due to home field advantage. Am I going with the New England Patriots? Neither team really impressed me. Neither team are horrible. They just don't impress me. I just think at home, I think New England will find a way to win this game.
Let me go ahead and get a catch-up game in there. I'm going to go ahead and go I'm going New Orleans one time.
All right, next one on the list is Baltimore in Pittsburgh. You are up first.
I'm going ahead and go Baltimore.
as much as I hate both these teams, I really love watching these two play because the hatred, the fight, the tempers are great. So I'm hoping that Red Zone pops this on quite a few times because I love watching these two go at it, hate each other, everything else. But I am on board with you. I am taking B more over the Steelers. I think what we said about the Steelers is 100% true, and we're seeing that. Baltimore, honestly, I think if Deshaun Watson is not hurt, we beat the Ravens. As ugly as it looked this weekend, we turned the ball over. Defense couldn't stay off the field because our quarterback, our backup quarterback, or whatever the hell you want to call DTR, because I don't even know if I want to call him a quarterback at this point, constantly was 3 and outs or turning it over, and the defense seemed like they were on the field all the time. I think if you had Deshaun Watson in there, we were scoring, we were giving the defense the break that they needed. I think Baltimore loses, the Browns win. But that's not what happened. That's why there's any given Sunday. That's why they played the game, and that's why I picked the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Steelers. So I think Baltimore is a much better team. I am first on this round, Philadelphia into Los Angeles against the Rams. I think Philly continues their streak of being undefeated. I think both our undefeated teams will continue, and we'll get into the second one later, but I think both of our undefeated teams will continue the streak. I think definitely in the NFC, these are the two best teams. Talk about the undefeated teams, and arguably the other team, Philadelphia and Kansas City, are your top 3 teams in the entire NFL. I got Philadelphia over the Rams.
I also got Philadelphia over the Rams.
Next, you got Cincinnati at Arizona. Yeah.
Oh. I think I'm first this time, so I'm going to go ahead and go Cincinnati.
We both went Cincinnati last week. We both quickly regretted it. We both know that Joe Burrow, or we all know that Joe Burrow is not healthy. Statistically, the worst quarterback in the NFL this year. Ain't thrown a touchdown in 2 weeks. And is not all of a sudden going to become healthy. And on top of that, you travel to Arizona. I will say if I knew Burrow was healthy, or there wasn't even a question whether or not he should be sat or not, I probably would lean in the same direction as you. But with all those things said, I think Arizona at home, who has a quarterback playing better than Joe Burrow. I'm not saying he's better than Joe Burrow. He's playing better than him. And a team that is hungry out there in the West, trying to get out of the bottom in a division that has Seattle, who's looking good, San Francisco, who's looking good. I think that the Arizona Cardinals, and of course, you got the Rams out there. I'm not saying they're looking good, but they ain't looking bad either. But I think Arizona uses this opportunity this weekend to even up with the Rams, try to catch up with the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. But at the end of the day, until Burrow gets healthy, or at least healthier, where he's at least able to throw a touchdown, I don't know if I can pick the Bengals anymore. Not that I really like picking them. I hate the Bengals. And like I said, I hate 31 teams, but there are especially 3 teams I hate more than the rest of them. That's the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Ravens. I got to go with the Cardinals on this one. I cannot do until he gets healthy, or at least healthier. The next one, wow, this is going to be a whole show. And that is the New York Giants traveling to Denver to play the Denver Broncos, 2 teams that arguably are amongst the worst in the NFL. Get the face off Sunday afternoon. I was going to say I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier and base it off who had home field advantage. I'm not even going to go to that level. You got a better coach in Denver. You got the better quarterback in Denver. I'm not going to say they got the better defense or the better receivers. I'm going to place my bet in hopes that the better coach and quarterback win, and at home over the Jets. Home said Giants, so I'm gonna go with Denver.
Yeah, I'm also going Denver as well.
All right, you're up next. Kansas City travels to Minnesota.
I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah. All roads go through Kansas City unless I play the Browns. I'm probably always going to pick Kansas City, and it even depends on that if I pick the Browns. Sunday night, probably the game of the week. This is going to have your other undefeated team, and that is San Francisco, with Brock Purdy, who is yet to lose a regular season game, against the 49ers, who some people are projecting Dak Prescott to throw 2 interceptions this week. But we kind of saw a glimpse of the old Dak Prescott, the turnovers, the everything else. Not impressed with his play this last week. But with that being said and done, I really could care less about Dak Prescott or the rest of the 49ers, or I'm sorry, the rest of the Cowboys. I have the 49ers. I might even have the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. Might have been who I picked. I like what they're doing in the 49ers. I like the defense. I like the quarterback. CM out there, Christian McCaffrey, Debo. A lot of things going on in the 49ers, looking really good. Like I said, my big selling point on my pick on this is the fact that Brock Purdy is yet to lose a regular season game. That is so impressive. He played like half a season last year, and we're going into week 5 this year, and is yet to lose a regular season game. I like to see how long this run goes for Purdy. So, and it's not like I expect him to go undefeated this season, but I like to see how far this run goes of not losing a regular season game. I got the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning 49ers way too. I'm going 49ers also.
What they should have done is they should have flexed, and they should have shifted. Most definitely. Well, I got mixed feelings about this. Let's do our pick, then I'll say what I was going to say. You got the first pick, Green Bay at Las Vegas.
I'm going to go ahead and go Green Bay.
You did pick the 49ers too, right? Or not even ask you.
Yeah.
West Skip, are you doing your pick?
Yeah. No, I picked 49ers.
Okay. So make sure. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. Things are kind of blending together at this point. Freak. I'm going to go with it. It's not going to be a fun game to watch, but I think it's another one of those that's going to be a close game. Like the Washington-Chicago game. Not a fun game to watch, but a close game. I got a feeling. I'm gonna shift it up. I'm gonna go the Raiders.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel